Instacart is on a mission to have you not leave the couch this basketball season. Because between the pre-game rituals and the post-game interviews, it can be difficult to find time for everything else. So let Instacart take care of your game day snacks or weekly restocks and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Because we hear it's bad luck to be hungry on game day. So download the Instacart app today and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 orders. Service fees apply for 3 orders in 14 days, excludes restaurants.
On today's Smart 7, Trump threatens Russia with oil tariffs, rescuers struggle after Myanmar quake and much more. It's Monday 31st of March, it's Transgender Day of Visibility, and happy birthday, Ewan McGregor.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The former Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, made his first media appearance on Sunday since his resignation in November. He quit after an independent review found that he should have taken speedier action over allegations of abuse by lawyer John Smith, who was accused of molesting 130 boys before his death in 2018. Welby expressed regret and said he would still have forgiven him.
Yes, I think if he was alive and I saw him, but it's not me he's abused. He's abused the victims and survivors. So whether I forgive or not is, to a large extent, irrelevant.
The former Archbishop also said he was overwhelmed by the volume of abuse cases in the church, and abuse survivor advocate Dame Jasvinder Sanghera says it's clear something needs to change within the church.
The bottom line is leaders must act with courage and conviction. I can tell you with absolute conviction today, the treatment of survivors hasn't changed.
It hasn't changed.
No, it absolutely hasn't.
Friday saw the awkward spectacle of US Vice President J.D. Vance on a day trip to Greenland as he struggled to make a case as to why the United States suddenly needs to annex the territory. He made an uncomfortable speech at a US airbase, criticising Denmark for not responding to security threats to Greenland, while also continuing to suggest that America intends to take over the territory one way or the other. Locals showed no interest in meeting Vance or his wife, and Greenland's Minister of Finance, Vitus Kujau-Kitsok, sounded somewhat mystified by the whole affair.
You have to look at it in terms of what MAGA is doing and what the official US is doing. There has been representatives of this interest group trying to influence things in Greenland. It's been a very uncertain time for us with this interference.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump is apparently pissed off with Vladimir Putin, according to NBC News, and considering new tariffs on Russian oil. Keir Starmer has been busy negotiating with the US president ahead of what Trump calls Liberation Day on Wednesday, when he's due to announce a new wave of tariffs. French EU representative Benjamin Haddad says the EU is ready for whatever Trump throws at them.
We went through this under the first term of the Trump presidency and we managed to find an agreement and put this behind us. So hopefully we won't have to go through this, but we think the EU should have a firm response.
The government is aiming to crack down on crime as its next priority, and that includes crime related to illegal migration. The Prime Minister has promised to smash the smuggling gangs, but Home Secretary Yvette Cooper says there's also going to be a new focus on the so-called gig economy, which can see people without proper immigration status employed in takeaways or barbershops. Monday will see her host an international summit focused on organised migration crime in London, and she told the BBC it's part of a wider focus on neighbourhood policing and criminality.
This government's priorities for policing are reducing serious violence, tackling those crimes in town centres like the shoplifting, mobile phone theft, antisocial behaviour in town centres, because those are the things that really impact on confidence in communities.
Friday morning saw a 7.7 magnitude earthquake strike Myanmar near the second largest city of Mandalay. The effects of the quake were felt as far away as Bangkok, where an under-construction skyscraper and other buildings collapsed, leaving dozens buried under the rubble. The effects in Myanmar were far more severe, with scenes of destruction in the city of 1.2 million people and at least 1,700 already declared dead. The US Geological Survey's predictive modelling estimates that the final death toll could be closer to 10,000, and rescue efforts are complicated by the fact that a civil war is raging in the country. Richard Lloyd Parry told Times Radio that locals fear the worst is yet to come.
So even people who have homes that are standing are afraid to sleep in them, afraid to stay in them. because of the danger of further aftershocks and more physical damage.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 in association with Metro, the FA Cup semi-finals are set and tributes to a TV heartthrob. Right after this.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out. Uncertainty. Self-doubt. Stressing about not knowing where to start. In. Plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out. Word art. Sorry, live, laugh lovers. In. Knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
Welcome back. This weekend saw FA Cup quarter-final action as the football calendar gets back to normal after the international break. Saturday saw Crystal Palace beat Fulham 3-0, while Brighton and Nottingham Forest went to penalties, with Forest eventually winning 4-3. Sunday saw Aston Villa beat Preston North End 3-0, and then it was time for Bournemouth to welcome Man City. They might have hoped that City's erratic performances would carry through to the FA Cup, but it wasn't to be, with City winning 2-1 and making Pep a very happy man.
Excellent performance. I'm really pleased to back to Wembley again for 7th time in a row semi-final. This is an incredible achievement. And focus of course in the Premier League, because we have to fight a lot to qualify for the Champions League next season.
Apart from the FA Cup, Saturday saw Newcastle finally get a chance to celebrate their Carabao Cup win. They beat Liverpool 2-1 2 weeks ago, but it was only this weekend that an open top bus parade wound its way through the streets of Newcastle to celebrate Eddie Howe and the team's first trophy in 70 years. It's estimated 150,000 people turned out, including Alan Shearer and longtime Newcastle fans Anton Deck. The crowd's got a drone display too from the team's sponsor Sailor. It turned out to be a pretty emotional day.
It has been a long wait, but I tell you what, it has absolutely been worth it.
Big question is though, are you going to cry like we did at Wembley on the day they won?
Probably.
Saturday saw the death of the man who was both a 60s heartthrob and the 80s king of the miniseries, Richard Chamberlain. The actor who rose to fame playing Dr. Kildare on TV went on to star in musicals and movies, along with classic miniseries like The Thornbirds and Shogun. He won multiple Golden Globes and continued to appear in TV shows even in later life, including Will and Grace, Nip Tuck and even Desperate Housewives. He came out as gay in his 2003 autobiography Shattered Love, and his lifelong partner Martin Rabbit paid tribute to him, saying he was blessed to have known such an amazing and loving soul. He passed away aged 90 in his home state of Hawaii, and he spoke back in 2022 about how grateful he was for the life he had lived. Rest in peace, Richard.
Gosh, many aspects of Kildare were wonderful in that it was just such a new, amazing experience. Not everybody I'm going to cry now, in life gets their absolute wishes answered. You know, it doesn't happen to that many people. I'm so grateful for it.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, and we'll give you the world.
Hey, this is Jonathan Fields, host of The Good Life Project. Today's sponsor, Boost Mobile, reminds me of what I love, when someone reimagines what's possible. They have invested billions in building America's newest 5G network, becoming the country's 4th major carrier. They are doing things differently, offering a $25 monthly unlimited plan that never increases in price, and letting you try their service risk-free for 30 days. With blazing fast 5G and plans for all the latest devices, they're changing the game. Visit your nearest Boost Mobile store or find them online at boostmobile.com.